I'm probably going to get slated for making this video, but it deserved to be made because there's something special about this one and something that wasn't too pleasant about it as well. But we're going to dedicate this one to Doppelganger, and I don't want to say what nations he's from because I'd only be able to judge by the accent, and I wouldn't like to disparage those of my friends who have a similar accent and perhaps come from the same country. We're here in the Tier 4 Kamikaze. We are on New Dawn, and it is Capture the Base. There's no carrier in this match, which means that the destroyers are the eyes for the team. And I'm going to keep reiterating this in videos for the future, that in order to win a game, your destroyers are going to be even more key to that than they used to be. So keep your destroyers alive and make sure that red team's destroyers end up dead. It's as simple as that. Because a lot of people don't like to push now because they can't see targets on the screen and they don't want to be focused. And I don't blame them. I played 30 games in the Kamikaze over the weekend and I abused red team something horrible. Now, playing the Kamikaze means I've got extremely low concealment, and it means I can get that Visby spotted well before he can spot me, and the cruiser is straight onto him like a tramp on chips. But as we bring our guns round, we're going to go for a sneaky shot here, and we are going to land. First blood, only 450 damage off that kill. It was cheap and cheerful, but now these two battleships, a Warspite and a Derp Flinger, they don't have anybody to spot for them. Now, I've got a battleship and a cruiser here. They're both firing at them. And if you look at the bottom of the map, just past between the 6 and the 5 o'clock position, there is a player there in a Huger. That is Doppelganger. And we'll get to that a little bit later on in the game. So knowing that I am the eyes for the team, I am going to keep pushing out. I'm going to try and get this Warspite spotted as well and keep the Derflinger spotted and look at pushing this flank hard. There is the Warspite. I knew I was going to be detected coming around there, and I know that he's going to go forwards instead of reversing towards a Kamikaze. So I put my torpedoes out in front of him, and given that the Derflinger has just fired its main guns, he's going to be spotted, and we dev strike the Warspite. Beautiful. That makes the damage total a little bit more healthy, and the Duker picks up the kill on the Derflinger. Here we've got a New York who is pushing through the center, and he's going to take a bit of a clattering, but my torpedoes have reloaded, and we're going to put a spread across there, in tightly round the corner of this island just to make sure that we don't get detected here. And those torpedoes are looking, they're looking fair. We miss a couple, we land a couple, he's flooding, he's not quite dead, so we fire the guns, and just before everybody else hits him, we pick him up for a dev strike as well. That is the second of the game. And what are we on? We're on 2 kills? 3 kills. Not even halfway through the game. So I'm pushing to the center because it looks like the left side of the minimap has collapsed a little bit, because I want to get these guys spotted and stop them from pushing round against our cap. There's a Gokaze there at around the 7 o'clock position on the minimap for blue team, and he is kiting away from a cruiser, and there is another destroyer out there, and I'm thinking we need to push this cap if that cruiser can defend. And oh no, full health California, that's not good, is it? This guy knows how to play his battleship. He knows there's a destroyer here, he knows it's a Kamikaze, and I'm sure that he is looking for this torpedo indicator flashing up on his screen, because no sooner do I drop my torpedoes than he is going to start twisting and turning. And normally I would sit off the cap here so that he wouldn't want to turn and try and come back and contest, but knowing that red team have pushed onto our cap now, we do need to be on here. and I'm asking this cruiser to push back and cover the cap, run in, try and spot that destroyer, defend our capture point. It isn't happening, and I make the decision that as I'm going away from this California, I'm the fastest boat, and if we're going to win this game, the chances are, unless we get 2 ships on this cap, we're going to lose it. And this is one of those times when you really have to make a decision. I can see there's a battleship coming in with me, but I was trying to do the maths in my head, and I'm thinking we possibly haven't got enough time to turn the cap with 2 ships now that the California was on it. But he's dead. But my engine boost is engaged, and I'm looking at the progress on our cap turn. It's 3 minutes to turn a cap with a single ship. He's already 1.5 minutes into that cap flip. The guy is looking at a solo warrior against 5 ships. I can't let that happen. I've got to try and do whatever I can to prevent that happening. And I'm looking at the distance that I've got to cover. The Gokase is trying to keep fire on that cruiser, but if they get 2 ships into the cap and our Gokase dies, then the only option I've got to win the game is to literally do his suicide run and reset this cap and let our team stay on red cap. But the Gokase does a fine job in taking down that cruiser, and I'm been asking people to pull back and defend the cap. I had to turn down the audio on this one because the one of our cruisers did have a radio playing in the background, and it was pretty annoying the whole time. But the guy in the Huger, the doppelganger, he didn't come up on mic until pretty much this stage in the game. And because it was quite abusive, because he made a choice comment and I did a retort, but here we go, they're just about to take the cap, and I managed to get a reset on it. We go to put torpedoes through the smoke screen. They were literally 10 seconds from having the cap. He was 10 seconds from a solo warrior, and I've managed to somehow save the game. But I'm very wary about these torpedoes. But as I said, I call people chickens for running away. I got a little bit of stick for that, to which I retorted that somebody must have been born with their mother standing up, because it could only explain how hard they were dropped on their head at birth. And then they came back and said, what are you talking about? You've done jack ship this game. But yeah, they made that comment just as this happens. And if you want to hear the original audio, I'll put a link to the last sort of 30-40 seconds of this game down in the description, and you can click on that and listen to it for yourselves. But here we go, we overturn, we get the guns on, and that is a Kraken. So just as I got told that I'd done jack ship for that game, I land a Kraken, and that is Kraken 180 for little old me. And there we go, we do finish on top spot, and I think I played a very good game there. And the guy who was giving me all the abuse, as I said in the start card, nice guys don't always finish last, because there was nothing nice about you. Perhaps next time you'll do more than hang at the back. But if you've enjoyed that one, stick around, click one of these links. I'll put the Kraken collection on here for you as well. And maybe another highlight game where I've had a lot of fun in the Kamikaze over the weekend. As always, until next time, take care of yourselves and goodbye.